Alright everybody, I'm going to show you how to make a custom DDR StepMania song, step file, step chart, whatever. Don't use the StepMania built-in editor because it is not that good. The best software in my opinion is Dream Studio. The last version was Beta 6 that came out in 2009. And then there's also Arrow Vortex, which is similar and better in some ways, which is more recent. The last version was in 2017. If people really want to use these tools, I implore you to request the source code from the authors, or that they publish it on GitHub or something like that. Because if they're not going to work on it anymore, I would. Okay, so Dream Studio Beta 6, open up, and by default it opens a song file or one of its formats. So I'm going to select Space Tribe, Clunk, Click, Space Tribe, and Striker. It's my favorite Psytrance band, Space Tribe. So now Psytrance is particularly easy to make step charts for because the beat is absolutely consistent throughout the song. It's just a constant kick drum, and it's a danceable BPM because it's dance music. So the BPM's always between like 140 and 150. So anyway, it's also like 9 minutes long, which makes for great exercise. But hey, I mean, if you like dubstep, if you like drum and bass, if you like EDM, do whatever. But anyway, electronic music is ideal really for step charting because it's exactly on time throughout the whole song. So it's easier to synchronize the arrows perfectly. So anyway, in this program, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Tools, Wave Filter, and hit OK. And that runs a high-pass filter, and it shows you the beats in red, essentially. So just looking at this, the yellow is the original waveform. I know this song, and I know that this first region of it is an intro. So we can't do much with that. Alright, so I'm going to hit minus on the keyboard to zoom out. And we can see that this whole thing is, this whole intro, this whole first section is an intro. So I'm going to skip ahead to the first beat of the song, which is probably this one. And we'll see if there's a progression of beats from here, we'll be able to synchronize the whole song. So, yes. Okay, there are beats there. So first thing I'll do is I'm going to hit plus on the keyboard, select with this white cursor kind of near the first beat, and zoom in all the way. All the way. Alright, so this is our sample, and we want to be right at the start of the sample, so about right there, and then hit B. And it's important to note when you're zoomed in all the way, at the bottom here you could see the seconds counter, 26 seconds, 533. So this much distance is 1 millisecond. So if you're off by 2, 3, 4 milliseconds, it's not a big deal. Any more than that, maybe you want to zoom in more closely and synchronize it perfectly. Anyway, I will zoom all the way out, and you can see that down here it says 0 BPM. So it doesn't know the BPM of the song yet, but we can calculate the BPM of the song if we mark the first and second beat, as long as it's the same tempo throughout the song. Otherwise, all you have to do is put BPM change in the sections that have BPM changes. But lucky for me, this is an easy to synchronize song. So we need to zoom out enough so we can hear the second beat and see it. Alright, so I can tell just by listening and by looking that the second beat is right here. You can see it in the yellow, and you can kind of see a little spike in the red too. So I'm going to zoom all the way into that. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And here it is. So here's the beginning of our second beat sample right here. I'm going to hit B to mark the beat. And now if I click after that, it's still 0 ppm. But if I click between the first and second beats that we placed, it shows us the calculated BPM. So it's 144.78. And I know that psytrance songs are always whole numbers, so I'm guessing 145 BPM. So now what we do, we're in between the first beat and the second beat, and we're going to set the whole song to 145. So I'm going to go to Tools, Grow Beats, Grow Region, put in 145, hit OK. So now first of all, it's adjusted that second beat down a little bit so that it's exactly 145, and then it's filled in beat markers for the entire rest of the song. And if the song is a consistent tempo, and especially if it's electronic music, it should remain on beat throughout the whole song. So we're going to scroll to the bottom of the song, and we're going to check the last couple of beats and see if we're still synchronized with it. So here's one of the last beats, the second or third last beat. Last beat, 2, 3. Where am I? So the fourth from the last beat. Let's zoom all the way in on this beat marker, and you can see it's not exactly on. There could be like a filter or like an echo effect on these last beats, or you could see D-Dream Studio kind of like doesn't calculate the BPM exactly right for some reason. However it's calculating that, it gives these like odd numbers, and you fix it later in the step file. But anyway, at the end of the song, it could be because of this not exact BPM, but you can see that we are off by 669 to 672, so 3 milliseconds, so no big deal. If you really want, you can, above any one of these beat markers, you can hold shift and mouse wheel, and you can adjust it, and it'll adjust all the beat markers after it as well. So that's a way to, I guess, synchronize, BPM changes. You could do that for acoustic songs, although you'd have to do it for most of the beats, if not all of them, if you want to be exact. But anyway, I'm going to zoom all the way out. And then the first thing I want to do is I want to mark the first beat of the song with arrows. So I'm going to scroll to the top. I mean, I could have clicked up here and just scrolled. But I'll click close to the first beat. And then I'm going to hit plus on the keyboard to zoom in a little bit. Just so there's space between the beats here. And then I'm going to hit right on the keyboard. And that snaps us to the beat. And it puts this red diamond here, which indicates, I think, quarter notes. And then if you keep hitting right on the keyboard, it goes like eighth notes, 12th notes, and it says down here even. Okay, so 12th, 16th, 24th, 32nd. So how much precision you want. See, now it's skipping when I scroll, it skips by 30 seconds. If I'm in 24ths, when I scroll, it skips by 24ths. If I'm in 16ths, it scrolls by 16ths. If when you're trying to place arrows for like a melody or something like that, that's where you want to jump into the finer detailed note placement. So, all right, let's go back to the red. And now because it's syncing to fourth notes, when I scroll the mouse wheel, it jumps beat by beat, which is good. So if I hit now the number keys 1 and 4, it places arrows there. And you can turn this target arrow target off and on, or I guess all the notes or all the arrows off and on with tab. You can, if you want to adjust your beat markers without that in the way. Anyway, but we want that on now because we are placing arrows. So I marked the first beat of the song. Then I'm going to mark the last beat of the song, which is this. And then what I like to do is, because just visually looking at it, you can see the obvious pattern of the sections of the song. You can see that the song has sections. It has whatever you want to call that in music theory, but I'm not even sure that applies to psytrance. I think psytrance just kind of keeps meandering forever in like different loops. I think that's like the definition of it. It hypnotizes you and you start dancing to it, and it's super fun. So anyway, so I'll scroll to this first subsection here. You see this, we've got this whole first beat section of the song. Then we've got this new section here. So I'm gonna mark this new section. So I'll put some jump arrows there, zoom out, and then you can see there is there's something here. Some kind of little transition. Let's listen to it. Okay, so, I mean, you could put like a hold arrow there or something. We don't need to mark that though. Let's go down to here. What's this? Yeah, that's cool. So, all right, let's mark the beginning of this little, I don't know, transition, and the second one. And we can see there's obviously one here, right? So let's mark that. And that would start there. And we've got some feature here. We probably don't need to mark that. We've got another little transition thing here. We don't necessarily need to mark all these little transitions. We kind of just want to section the song. So we want to divide the song into different segments of time in which to divide our notes into different styles. All right, so here's something happened here. Where are we? Okay, so this section is like winding down into something here. Where did I put that note? Okay, there's something here though. All right, well, I don't know what that is, but this is some kind of, I don't know, breakdown or something like that. So I'll put a marker there. Yeah, so this is definitely kind of a transition thing. It's like this kind of, I don't know, funky. All right, so I would say this whole thing is kind of a section of the song, and then it looks like it ends here. Let's see. Yeah, so I would end that. I put some arrows there. I think this is a repeat of the intro.
You are about to be taken on an unforgettable journey.
Alright, so let's see what this is. Alright, we've got this cool build up here. Let me zoom in here. I'll mark this. I'll mark that. And let's see, where are we in the song? So you can see the scroll indicators right here. So I'm already, even though this is a 9-minute long song, I'm already 2/3 through it, marking off these sections. So, and you'll see why later. I'm going to do some work in Arrow Vortex. I'm going to move over to Arrow Vortex, save this file, open it in that, and do some stuff in that. So let me mark this section. Let me mark this section. There's obviously something here. Something there. And then there. And there's the end of the song right there. So, okay. This, let's see, what's this section here?
Clunk, click.
All right. I mean, we'll want to fill stuff in there. What's this? All right. That's, I mean, it sounds awesome, but what's this? All right, so this, just to show you, I'm going to make this section a hold note. So hit 1 and 4 to remove the jump arrows that I had there. And now I'm going to hit 1 and 4 again to place arrows, and I'm going to hold them and scroll. So that makes a hold arrow, and so now you'll see the result of that. So, yeah. So that works really good. All right, so now we've got our song sectioned into sections. We've got these beats marked. We know that it's synchronized quite well, and it's consistent throughout the song. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. I suppose before I save it, I can go to properties and put the name in. Let's see, it's called Clunk, Click. Artist is Space Tribe and Striker. Yeah. All right, and let's see. All right, we don't really have any of this other stuff. We could also put the graphics in. So let's see. The way I'm going to do that really quick, I'm going to go to the folder the song is in. And this MP3 file has an embedded picture. To get that picture out of it, I'm going to just like open it in MPC Classic or whatever this is. Media Player Classic. And then in here, you can go Properties. Yeah. Resources. Select the embedded cover, save it, and desktop, Space Tribe. Here's the folder. I'm going to go ahead and just call it albumart.jpg. Save. Close. Then I'll go to... okay, so I also need a banner picture. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I'm going to open this in XN view, and I'm just going to actually crop like this. Where's my crop? There it is. All right, whatever. And then I'll save it as, not save overwrite, but save it as banner.jpg. Banner.jpg. All right. I'll close this. I'll go back to Dream Studio. And now, for background, I'll put albumart.jpg. And then banner, I will put banner.jpg and hit OK. Yeah, and see it loaded the album art. That's the background now. So we know it found that. And I think that's all I have to do. So now I'm going to go File, Save. I'm going to save as... it's the first time I'm saving it, so I don't think it makes any difference. but I'm going to save it as a D-Dream Studio file, but I'm also going to save it as a StepMania file. Now, you have to use this first one, not the single BPM one, because we actually have two BPMs, because our BPM for the song begins at the first beat, not at the beginning of the song. So the beginning of the song is some incorrect BPM. We could probably fix that. I mean, you probably just do a little bit of math and set an offset. If you really want the BPM to start at the beginning of the song, you just give it the BPM and then give it an offset for the first beat. Anyway, we'll select the first one for now. Then I'll hit save. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. So now I'm going to close D-Dream Studio. And first of all, I'm going to rename my files with the song name. I don't know why it defaulted. I guess it defaults just to the song name, not the artist song name. And then I don't really need these Dream Studio files, but I'll keep them as a backup. I'll probably never need them again because I'm just going to work with the StepMania file from now on. So I will edit this StepMania file, and you can see, all right, the title's right, the artist is right, the music is right, background is right, banner's right, offset, that 26 seconds to the first beat of the song. So presumably I could figure out how many seconds I could remove from that at 145 BPM. And set the offset sooner, closer to the beginning of the song, if that makes any sense. I don't see why you'd need to do that though. All right, so anyway, you can see that Dream Studio, for some reason, doesn't really calculate. For some reason, when it calculates the BPM, or like you place the beat markers for the whole song, it doesn't calculate the BPM exactly, and it like puts it. It makes it go back and forth between these like tiny fractions of anything. So we actually don't need that because we know that our 145 is correct. So I'm just going to select all of this and delete it and just have 1 BPM for the song. BPM 0 is 145.0. And the offset is the same, and it should be fine because all that should be exactly on sync. It might even be better than what it showed in the program. All right, so everything else looks good. This, I didn't specify a difficulty and a rating, so I'm going to do that now. What should I call it? Let's just put hard and, I don't know, 8. All right. We can change that later. Arrow Vortex can actually calculate that for you. So anyway, I'll save this, close it, and then I'm going to go into Arrow Vortex, and I will open that SM file. And there we are. And as you can see, this program is almost, honestly, kind of identical to D-Dream Studio. The design is very similar. I think it took inspiration from it. You've got the scroll bar. The scroll bar shows the arrows, which is nice. And same controls. So plus and minus. Zoom in. I think they do. Zoom. Oh, it's numpad plus and minus. Okay. This keyboard does not have a numpad. So Guess I'm just screwed. All right, so I guess I'm gonna do this. There's got to be a different way to do that. Numpad add. Well, I guess I need a numpad. I think I have like a little USB numpad somewhere, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. There's probably other ways to zoom in. I don't know what they are. So try like control scroll, and okay, yep. All right, we don't even need the other thing, and then tab does not turn those off, but left and right do snap to fourth notes, the same as Dream Studio. So, anyway, control scroll to zoom out. This program also is supposed to be able to show the song waveform, but for some reason on my PC it does not work, and I can't figure out how to get it to work. So it doesn't matter what I change in here. It's apply filter, and nothing happens, and overlay filtered waveform, apply, nothing happens. It's just I don't know why, but if it works on yours, let me know. Okay, so the main thing that I like in Arrow Vortex, I mean, it might be altogether the same thing I just did in Dream Studio. If you could see the waveform, you might be able to just. I don't think you can place beats the same though. I don't think it has the beat markers. So you want to do it the way that I did it. All right. So I really wish I could see the waveform, but what's cool about Arrow Vortex is you can select regions with tab, and it makes a green line, and then you go down to another region. I'm going to go down to this section here and hit tab again, and it selects it, and control scroll out. Alright, I guess that's as far as I can scroll out. And it's got this whole section of the song selected, and then I can go up to notes generate, and let's start off with just fourth notes. We'll be just on each beat, and we don't want, well, we just leave it as default. Doesn't matter. You can make them simpler or more complex with difficulty. I don't think it really matters. I'll make it low difficulty. Let's start it. And then let's listen to it. There you go. So obviously right here with these drums, so I need more arrows in this section. So I mean, you're still going to manually kind of go through the song, listen to it, and place arrows as necessary. So this same control, I hit number 4. But it's much easier when it's synchronized on beat throughout the whole song. You've got the sections marked. It's much faster to just fill in everything. And especially in this program, you can auto-generate arrows in different patterns with different difficulties to kind of fill in sections of the song that don't have like a unique melody going on or something like that. Like if you just want to fill in sections, it's very easy to do that, and you can do it with quarter notes, eighth notes, 12th notes, whatever, as complex as you want. So in this case, let's see, I know that there's so we need more. Let's do that one. Let's do that one. Wow. Okay. That goes on longer than I thought. So maybe I don't really need to double these arrows here, because that drum section just kind of keeps going nuts until down here. So this would get like very difficult right here. So I'll leave it the way it is. Anyway, so you can see now I've filled in a section of the song with notes. And let's check the properties. This is basically all the same. Yeah. And yeah, we don't really need anything else. It'd be nice to see the waveform. But anyway, let's go ahead and save this. Let's close it. And then I'm going to open the SM file in Notepad again. So this is now exported by Arrow Vortex. Yeah, you can see the BPM has 3 zeros of precision, whereas it only had 1 when I saved it last. So this has been like parsed and output by Arrow Vortex.